Hey y'all, it's Amanda. I thought we might film outside today because it is lovely, but we are going to be discussing the best zinnia varieties, what makes a zinnia the best, and 12 must-grow varieties. So if you've ever looked at zinnia seeds and thought, which ones are actually the best, you are not alone. There are so many seeds available. With hundreds of varieties to choose from, not all of them perform the same. So today I'm breaking down what actually makes a zinnia variety the best and sharing 12 of my favorites that are worth growing. And I'm obsessed with the zinnias. Lots of people love zinnias. It's just a really fun plant to grow. So what makes a zinnia variety the best? I'm looking at 4 different categories in regards to that. I'm looking at stem strength. So strong stems equal better for cutting. Weak stems tend to have floppy plants, and I don't necessarily want that for my zinnias. I'm also looking at bloom type. I prefer big, fully double, large, gorgeous blooms for bouquets, and I like a semi-double or a single that are more pollinator friendly. So some zinnias are grown for bouquets, some are grown for landscaping value. I'm also looking at disease resistance, which is super important for zinnias. Powdery mildew is very common among zinnias, but a lot of the newer varieties resist powdery mildew better. And then finally, productivity. Cut and come again means more flowers the more you cut. And I think having a large amount of blooms over time is key. I also think it's really great, even if you're doing them in landscape versus cutting, you still want lots of blooms for those landscape borders. The best zinnia isn't just about the color, it is about the performance. Okay, but let's get into it because this is what you guys really care about. Let's talk about those 12 must-grow varieties. So within each of these varieties, I'm going to talk about height. I'm going to talk about the bloom type. I'm going to talk about the color, and I'm going to talk about what it looks like. And I'm going to have photos alongside so you can see what these might potentially look like in your garden. All right, starting with number 1, Benary's Giant Lime. I know a lot of people are going to be surprised at this one. For its height, it grows about 3 to 4 feet tall. Its bloom is a large, fully double bloom, and its color tends to be a soft lime green. What it looks like, it has large, round, almost dahlia-like blooms. It's made up of tightly packed petals, hundreds and hundreds of petals within each bloom. It has a soft, muted lime green that almost reads as a neutral, which I know is incredibly surprising. For fresh blooms, it tends to be a brighter green. For more mature blooms on this plant, they have a dusty antique green. It almost acts as a neutral in bouquets, which is amazing. It's amazing how many colors this actually goes with. And it softens everything around it. It really kind of acts more as a background flower, a background to make other ones pop. It's not a loud bloom, but it makes everything else around it look better. Very cool, interesting, gorgeous bloom to check out. Okay, next on my list is Benary's Giant Coral, and this is a in-your-face zinnia. Its height is about 3 to 4 feet tall. Its bloom is a large double bloom, and its color is coral with peach undertones, more of a warm undertone. What it looks like, the blooms are bold and warm. They are large and in charge blooms, and they are going to stand out. It is a glowing coral that leans peach in certain lights. Its petals are layered tightly in a classic round shape, and it almost glows in the sunlight. It is a very bright, bold color. This is one of those colors that just lights up your garden. It is something that people will be drawn to within your garden. It's warm, it's vibrant, and it pairs beautifully with pinks and oranges. It is a showstopper bloom. It goes beautifully in lots of different bouquets, and it definitely makes for a focal point within your garden. It is not subtle in any way. Okay, next on the list is Benary's Giant Deep Red. Its height is 3 to 4 feet tall. Its bloom is a large, fully double bloom, and its color is a deep, rich red tone. I am really into reds. I know a lot of people aren't. This is a deeper red, so it's not a bright in-your-face red, but it's more of a deeper earthier color, which I think pairs well with a lot of different varieties. What it looks like, it has velvety, saturated red tones. Fully packed petals with no visual center because it has so many petals in it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Strong, bold presence in both gardens and in bouquets. It definitely has a romantic, rich vibe to it. A dramatic, almost formal look to it because it's so deep and beautiful. A strong contrast against lighter colors. It's a really fun one to mix with pale pinks and blushes. It looks really pretty. If you want something bold and dramatic, this is it. It is not what I would call a typical red tone. It is excellent as an anchor in bouquets. The bouquets can't all be light and airy. It's really great to have some darker tones in there to add some drama and contrasts. All right, number 4 on my list is Queen Lime Blush. And I've been growing Queen Lime Blush for many years and I'm obsessed with it. Its height is 2.5 to 3 feet tall, so a little bit of a shorter variety. Its blooms are medium in size, but they are still double with tons and tons of petals. Its color is a blush pink to green tone. So what it looks like, this is a designer zinnia. Any of the Queen Lime are designer zinnias. So it's very interesting in its color tones. Petals blend soft blush, dusty rose, and green together. I know, right? Sounds absolutely gorgeous. Centers often have a greenish tone to them, and they can go all the way towards a lime green, but also a dusty green. Each bloom is slightly different. It has a very vintage, romantic look and vibe to it. So if you like soft, more muted tones, this is definitely for you. Almost an antique color palette. It looks like something you would see in a high-end floral arrangement, something you had paid a ton of money for. And they're definitely soft, muted, and every bloom is unique. Every bloom has a little bit of a different color tone or a different color palette within it, which is really, really fun. I love growing Queen Lime Blush. It pairs well with that deep red we were just talking about, but it also pairs well with the Benary's Lime and the Benary's Coral. All right, number 5 on my list is Queen Lime Orange, and this is definitely still part of that Queen Lime series. There's a lot of different varieties. I pulled a couple of my favorites from it. Its height is approximately 3 feet. Its bloom is a medium size, and it still is a double, so tons and tons of petals. Its color is a burnt orange to a green. I know when you say orange, a lot of people kind of like, ugh, and a lot of people don't love orange. This is a softer, more muted orange. What it looks like, a mix of warm orange, amber, and green tones. Very unusual, unique palette. Slightly earthy, almost fall inspired. However, if you put it with some brighter tones, it definitely will lean more summer inspired if you want. Petals have a soft gradient effect to them, so you have a massive gradation in color throughout each of the blooms. It's warm, it's slightly rustic, it has it's very unique compared to a standard zinnia. This is one that's warm, almost fall color, even in the middle of the summer. Very cool, unique bloom. Don't let that lime orange name throw you off. All right, number 6 on my list is Oklahoma Salmon. Now, Oklahoma tends to be a little bit smaller bloom heads compared to like Benary's. So height is 2.5 to 3 feet tall. Its bloom is a small to medium, but it's still a double. I prefer double blooms with lots and lots of petals. Its color is a soft peachy salmon tone. What it looks like, it's smaller blooms and it's perfectly rounded blooms. Excellent for bouquets. Tight, button-like petal formations that give you just that really nice, clean, round look. It has soft peach with a hint of pink. It has smaller blooms, which I actually think play really well into bouquets in the landscape. More of a delicate look than something like the Benary's Giants. More refined for bouquets, and these are some of the best filler flowers you can grow. They're not a main wow flower. They're that accent flower within a bouquet. They're smaller, but you get a ton of them as they are incredibly productive. All right, next on my list, number 7 is Oklahoma Pink, still part of that Oklahoma series. Height is approximately 3 feet tall. Its bloom is small to medium in size, and its color is a beautiful, bright, clear pink. What it looks like, clean, vibrant pink color, which I think is super fun, happy, and joyful within your garden. rounded blooms with very tight petals, slightly more playful and bright than a lot of the other colors that you're going to see, in my personal opinion. It adds a pop of color to bouquets and works well with whites and greens. And you can imagine it with clear, crisp white blooms and fresh lime greens. Absolutely gorgeous with this pink color. This is one of those cheerful, happy flowers. If you want cheerful, happy bouquets, this is the flower for you. Just makes everything feel brighter, in my personal opinion. So just a bright, clear, crisp pink tone. All right, next on my list, number 8, is Purple Prince, and this is a zinnia that I grow every year without fail. It is probably hands down my favorite variety of zinnia to grow. Its height is about 30 to 40 inches tall. Its bloom is a large, fully double bloom, absolutely beautiful, and its color is a rich rose purple. So it's like a purple, but it lends more towards the pink red tones of purple. What it looks like, it has large rounded blooms with layered petals. It has a bold magenta purple tone. I think that it tends to lend itself more towards a reddish tone of purple. Slight variation depending on the light. It may be darker or lighter depending on how much light it is receiving. It is a classic zinnia and a very strong zinnia with a strong stem. Very garden traditional. It's a zinnia that lots of people have grown for decades upon decades. This is one of those tried and true varieties that's going to do great in your garden. It's bold, it's reliable, and it always performs. It is a monarch magnet in my garden. During monarch season, when they are coming through, they are obsessed with these Purple Prince zinnias. Okay, number 9 on my list is Polar Bear Zinnia. Its height is 3 to 3.5 feet tall. Its bloom is fully double. Its color is a bright white with a soft golden center. I love having at least a few varieties of white blooms within my garden because they're such a palette cleanser when you're creating bouquets or within the chaos and riot of color that you might have within your garden. What it looks like, it is a clean, crisp white petals. It has slight creamy warmth in the center of it. You might see just a touch of yellow towards the center. It is fully double, but still very soft looking. It's not as tight as like the Oklahoma zinnias. It's a little bit looser, almost dahlia vibe to it. It adds lightness to bouquets and it adds a lot of contrast to bold colors. It's a great one to have as a backup flower to bring out bolder colors within your design. It has a fresh and airy feel. This is one of the best performing white zinnias that there is on the market, in my opinion. It just gives and gives and gives tons of production within it, and it goes with basically everything. All right, number 10 on my list is actually a mix. It is the Cut and Come Again mix. And I wanted to include this because this is something that you can quite frequently find within your nurseries or big box stores. Its height is 2 to 3 feet tall. Its blooms are mixed sizes and colors, and the colors tend to lend themselves to reds, pinks, oranges, and yellows. A Cut and Come Again mix is a tried and true to have within your garden. What it looks like, it is a classic zinnia shape, rounded with lots of petals, bright, saturated colors, very bold. Like when you think of zinnia tones, these are the colors that you think of. Slightly less uniform in sizes. It is a fun, it is a cottage style vibe, and it is abundant. Produces tons of flowers for you. Classic, colorful zinnia mix that just keeps producing throughout the entire season. All right, number 11 on my list is the Profusion Series. Now, there's a bunch of varieties within the Profusion Series, but I wanted to make sure I highlighted the Profusion Series because it is not for necessarily cut flowers. It is for landscape flowers. So its height is about 12 to 18 inches tall, which makes it perfect for borders. Its blooms are small and daisy-like, very petite and sweet, and its colors have a wide range, including bicolor. What it looks like, smaller open-faced blooms. You can typically see the center of these. Visible centers that are very pollinator friendly. So the more open a flower is to its center, the more pollinator friendly it's going to be. So this variety is going to be far more pollinator friendly than something like the doubles or dahlia style zinnias. It has compact mounding shape for the plants, perfect for containers, borders, and mass plantings. These are more for landscape than cutting, but they're incredibly reliable. Now, they are more for landscape than cutting. However, you can still cut them. It's just shorter stems. Ooh, that wind is really, really picking up. All right, and number 12 on my list is Mazurkia zinnias, and I'm sure I butchered that name. These are the zinnias that you see in the nursery and you immediately beeline for them because they're so unusual and so unique. Their height is approximately 30 inches. The blooms are full doubles, and the colors tend to be red with white tips. There can be some variation of those colors. What it looks like, bicolor petals with a strong contrast. So it's got a bold color of red or pink tones with white tips, which is why it stands out so drastically within a nursery center. Red base with bright white edged tips that really create an amazing contrast, eye-catching and bold. It is a patterned, almost striped look, so it has a very rigid pattern to it, which makes it incredibly distinct. Strong visual interest and really stands out, not subtle at all. I believe that these make for a really great landscape plant. You can definitely still cut them and they're still strong for cutting. I don't think they pair as well in bouquets. They do better in landscape to create those visual focal points, in my personal opinion. Okay, so those are my 12 varieties, my favorites, my must grows within your gardens. I hope you guys have really enjoyed those. When you start mixing these different zinnia varieties in shapes and sizes and colors together, that's when your garden and your bouquets really start to come to life. All right, so I only covered 12. I know that there are a ton of beautiful varieties that I've missed, as there are hundreds available in the market. So comment below and let me know what your favorite varieties of zinnias to grow. I also wanted to let y'all know some of the places where I purchase my zinnias. I purchased from Swallowtail Garden Seeds. I purchased from Seed Therapy. I purchased from Johnny's Selected Seeds. I also like to purchase from my local nurseries, which tends to be Renee's Garden or Botanical Interest, as well as purchasing from my big box stores, which tend to be like Burpee and Fairy Moors. And I'm going to go ahead and include a fun little graphic of zinnias that are great for cutting or for bouquets. I'm going to include that little graphic in my Patreon community. If you want to jump over, you can download that or screenshot that for free if you would like. And while you're at my Patreon community, if you're interested, check it out. It is a bunch of people who just love to garden. It's a great community and we talk about gardening on a daily basis. So if you decide you like it and you want to stay, you can become a certified Mad Gardener. And if you become a certified Mad Gardener, you get access to lives, exclusive videos only available to patrons, as well as group chats and photo sharing, and direct messaging to me in case you have any gardening questions. All right, you all, as always, she's a Mad Gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.